Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Jalen Says. And today we're with Bishop Royalty Watchdog Perry.
How you doing? How you doing there,
Great, how are
Jalen?
you?
I'm excellent. Pleasure to be on your show.
Well, pleasure's mine, but thank you for coming on.
Yes, sir.
Just thank you. But
You're welcome.
can you tell us a little bit about BHP Royalty?
Yes, BHP Royalty Company is a company that specializes in digital audio mechanical royalties, where we collect royalties for artists from digital performances on digital service provider platforms like Spotify, Pandora, and Apple, iTunes. You know, some of those guys that I'm sure some of your fans are probably using at this time. And there is a opportunity now, and I was on a panel discussion with the Copyright Office earlier today, and there is a distribution, the first time in the history of the music business right now. So y'all are very lucky, you know. This is probably the first time that you can gain your own publishing without having to go through a record company. And that's what we're doing right now. We're trying to help some of these senior artists who didn't, make the transition when the technology changed. So,
So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
oh, good. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri. I lived in Atlanta for over 20 years. I moved to Las Vegas.
Nice.
And, I've been in the music industry for over 20 years. I attended Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia. Right now, my company, BHP Royalty Company, we are just, making our way to make a way for the next generation when it comes to the music industry.
Yes. Nice, nice. So, do you do music?
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Everybody in my family does, though. Like my sisters, my brothers, my dad plays saxophone and everything. And I was like, I tried. It's not over, though. It's not over.
What did you try to do?
The piano.
Oh, I play piano.
Oh, you play piano?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I bet you look like you're pretty good too. So,
Yeah.
and I haven't even seen your hands, so you just look like you have the posture of a pianist, man. Good deal, Jalen.
Nice. So, well, you said it did not work out. So, what happened? The piano.
I looked at it like this: it's better to bow out gracefully than get thrown out forcefully. So I just figured that I would just kind of allow myself, the blunt end, to afford myself the pain and agony of, kind of embarrassing myself. At times I feel like I probably should have stuck with it because, I know people use it now. It's therapeutic for them. Look at somebody like John Legend. When you watch him play, he plays and it's almost like exfoliating himself. He's immersing himself into the sound of the look at Alicia Keys, Stevie Wonder. I can go on and on.
So, what was your favorite song?
Oh man, I gotta have one. You're gonna be surprised. The training montage from Rocky IV.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure I heard of that one. What does it sound like?
If you ever seen Rocky IV, it's when Rocky starts training for the fight against the Russian, and it's all instrumental music. There's no lyrics to it. There are some songs on that compilation with some lyrics to it, but this particular song, it just sounds like the triumph. It sounds like the journey to the triumph type of song, like
Can you hum it?
huh?
Can you hum it?
I couldn't understand what you said.
Can you hum it?
Oh no, 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 no. Uh oh wow. Hold on, it slipped my tongue. Um, dun 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 dun. That's how it starts, man. It's such a riveting song, man. That it's kind of like if you ever just wanted to wake your sleep, you just laying there like, man, I just really don't feel like doing anything right now. I promise you, you hit the button on that song, you'll feel like probably going to run. I used to run 12 miles a day. I was a former sprinter, and I run 6 miles in the morning and 6 at night. So it was a pretty good elixir through the pain.
Hmm. Now, you said you run very often, right? Did you have any running buddies?
Yes, I only need one. He's the most important one. God.
Yes.
When I'm running, I'm meditating. It's a form of meditation for me. So that's how I can run the distance like I can run. Because at some point I'm isolating the pain that comes with running, that type of distance. So it's all meditative for me.
Hmm. What other things do you do for sports? Did you ever try basketball, soccer, football, tennis, lacrosse?
Well, I did. I do golf. I love to
Oh,
bowl. Yeah, yeah, I love the bowl too. Though, see, golf is meditative for me as well. It's one of those sports where you just get a chance to consume the atmosphere on your terms. While you're trying to compete against nature, while this ball is flying through the air. It's pretty fun. But other sports. Football. I did play football. I was a defensive back, and I played a little hockey. I like soccer. You know, and I even had a little boxing. Had a little boxing. Had a little boxing. But it's just, I ain't want to do too much damage. So.
so what made BHP?
What made BHP? Good question. I was working on a movie. You probably seen it. I was working as an administrator for a scene in the movie called The Equalizer, with starring Denzel Washington. And at that time, I was working for a record company that was owned by Gladys Knight and the Pips. I'm not sure if you ever heard of them before, but they are considered like your legacy artists. And I collected some royalties on their behalf. And that's when I just saw an opportunity to, kind of throw my weight forward when it comes to administering digital royalties. So from them, I was able to, meet other artists and, set up collections for them as well. So at the end, that's how we come up to BHP.
Nice, nice, nice. So what does BHP stand for?
Those are the initials. Those are the initials of my name.
So
Yes, sir.
now what does H stand for?
Take a guess.
Henry.
Boy, you good. You good. That's the
Yeah, I
closest
mean, right?
anybody. Listen, that's the closest in the existence of my life. Everybody say Harry, or it's Henderson.
Ah.
You got close. You got very close. You have a high IQ.
No, the first thing I just thought of was Henry. So
Oh man, how do you get that just by looking at me? I don't know, but you should use that, man. You should get paid for that skill, man.
well, well, I mean, I was thinking of some Henry stuff before, so
Oh
maybe
man.
it's like a gift. Maybe it's a gift, like maybe you get the thing before the thing happens.
Deja vu does happen. You know, you see it before it happens, and you live in it as it's happening.
Yes. No. And oh my, but wow. But okay. 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 Now.
I've seen you interview before. I'm just trying
Do
to jog my memory right now. And I saw it on television. I only had like 5 seconds or something to see you interview. And it was in a hotel. You was in an interview with somebody in a hotel room. And it was in Atlanta. It'll come to me.
Okay.
But look how it brought me to you, man.
So, let's talk about royalties. So, you have your name BHP royalty. So, why did you pick royalty? What does royalty mean to you?
Good question. So, royalties have been, the the blood in the vein of the music business. That's the money generated from either your song being streamed, downloaded, performed on radio. Royalties is the culmination. Instead of saying money, they just call it royalties. Okay, so it's just been traditional, for artists to have always sit in the back seat when it comes to them receiving their royalties. So just reading history and just knowing history, going all the way back to the first platinum artist in the history of music by the name of Scott Joplin. He had a song out called Ragtime. That was his song. He made 5 cents a copy for that song. And it platinum. That's 1 million copies. He sold 1 million copies of that in 1906. Okay? So from him, through the history of music, he would probably believe was one that capitalized right before, they just took over and nobody else has been able to recover to, be able to be in the position like he was in. So, my brother, he tried to, extend himself into the industry and, just seeing how his transition didn't kind of connect for him. I was, kind of gave me a chip on my, God, like my brother's good. I know he can, So I just kind of just learning and researching. I studied copyright law, and I see the importance of what royalties are to people. They can change people's lives. They can help people, especially right now. So that's why I'm just really pushing out there. If people, if some of your base have family members, or uncle, grandfather, or grandmother that might have been a songwriter, they can go to royaltywatchdog.pro. That's royaltywatchdog.pro, and you can submit your questions, and one of our team reps will be in touch with you to talk to you about the findings, and hopefully there's some royalties out there waiting on you.
Yes. Before I get to another serious question, I have one question for you.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you answer this question correctly, now this question can be correctly or incorrectly. Now, if you answer this question incorrectly, nothing will happen. But if you answer this question correctly, not much would happen. What is your favorite food?
My favorite cereal?
Food.
I can't hear you. What you say? Food. You said food, right? Okay. My favorite food is pizza. I love pizza. I love turkey sandwiches. I love turkey sandwiches with Miracle Whip on Hawaiian bread with lettuce and tomatoes and bacon.
Okay.
Sliced in half, right? With potato chips, with a nice glass of some canned pineapple, ocean spray.
Yes. So Now, so you work for audio and basically a ton of people. So, what do you think of spreading out to? And who would
What
you
do I think of spreading? I couldn't.
spreading out like what you do and for your company?
Oh, expansion. Yes. So, and that's a great question, Jalen, because with individuals like yourself, you know, there is a automatic acquisition of, where you guys are going to, evolve into where what we left for you, right? So it's important that you and along with your base, you guys know how it really works, how the industry, how the royalty system work, and how you can actually, take a novelty and turn it into an actual income, you know. And I think that that's the charge of your generation. You guys are gonna be able to have opportunities that we'll be able to see and observe. We wasn't able to, put our hands on it at the time, but technology is moving so fast. Well, you guys are gonna be able to see, man, you'll be able to go platinum by yourself, from your bedroom, without the help of a company.
So, how do you think you help your clients?
Well, I help my clients. I one of my clients, she's a Tony Award winner, Grammy
Wow,
nominated artist, and
nice.
she's a senior artist, and she doesn't have the resources that come with a record company that an artist is used to, and when the digital transition took place, you lose things in transition. Okay, so in the transition from analog to digital, a lot of the older artists didn't get carried over. So I help them to be able to understand and know where their money and royalties are in the new music industry.
Yes. So, you expand to music, and now this is a real serious question. Very serious question. What is the most you expanded on one person?
The most that I spent.
No, like the most like level you got from one person, like basically from complete underdog to complete Phantom Grammy winner, stuff like that.
Oh, so you want to know the amount that I received,
No, no,
right?
no. Like how much you expanded on one person.
Oh, how much did I? Okay, so on one collection, I received close to. I mean, I would say probably $250,000 for one artist. That was one collection. As far as you know, what I've done with another artist, it's all different because they all carry different, amount of songs in their catalog. But that was for a rock and roll hall of famer, Motown legendary group. So
Wow,
I don't know if you know about Motown, but yeah, they were from they were from that age.
wow,
Yes, sir.
incredible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I know
Yeah, they
someone
were.
like that.
I can tell you, huh?
Yeah, I know someone like that. Some people like that. The Whispers.
What you know about the Whispers, man? What song you know about the Whispers, man? What
What
song?
song do I know about them? How
What
about
song?
I Met Them? Yeah, don't you remember that hit single that Jalen says met the Whispers? Yeah, that was a great single. Yeah, you could
Hey,
watch that on Jalen Says YouTube, Jalen Says Live Show. Subscribe. Yeah, you could watch that new hit single, Jalen Meets the Whispers. It's pretty nice.
you gotta get the steps down, Pat. Hey, those guys there, they were sharp. Hey, I want to give you a little. Want to give you a little bit of history. Let me give you something here. So I'm sure you're familiar with Last Night in the Pips, right?
I'm not No.
You know? You never heard Midnight Train to Georgia? Oh man. Well, I was gonna tell you what PIP stand for, but PIP stand for perfection in performance. Michael Jackson always talked about perfect execution. Every step should be perfect. There's not a second time to do it the first time.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So who who's the most famous person that you worked with? Most famous.
The most famous. Wow. See, you have to consider what's famous, okay? So I would say it was a gentleman. I'm not sure if you know who Medgar Evers is. You ever heard of him? So
No.
okay. So he
I didn't need the whispers, so
say you all right, man. Listen, Mr. Charles Evers is his name. He was the first black mayor of Jackson, Mississippi, and he was the brother of Medgar Evers. And I just admire this man so much. He just now I've met John Lewis, you know, some pretty strong individuals, out here. And I would just say that it was just the magnitude of power that person possessed is unreal. Now I've seen the Pope. He lived up. He stayed on my when he came to him. I'm talking about Pope John Paul II. He stayed. I mean, it was just I've never met him, but to see him in person, it was just like unreal. I thought that was like pretty cool. But to actually meet somebody like that guy, Mr. Evers, he's like a thread in American history. I mean, he was with Mahalia Jackson. He was the manager of BB King for over 30 years. Personal relationship with Jackie Onassis, the Kennedys. He was there when Robert Kennedy was shot. Pretty ironic man. He's a pretty strong man then. But that was a good question. Thanks for asking.
now can you tell us some of the clients you worked with and what you had to do to fix their royalties?
Yes. Some of the clients that I've worked with include Melba Moore, MC Light, DJ K Rock. Let's see here. UTFO, they're another rap group. Uncle Sam, I'm not sure if you're familiar with him. And of course, Glass Knight and the Pips. Those are some that I work with. Some of the others you might not recognize.
So what did you have to do to fix some of your clients' money situations?
Oh, yeah, good question. And this is why it's important that your listeners know that this is the time where if you don't account for your music now and somebody else gets a hold of it, it's going to be hard trying to reverse that, because it's going to be hard to change that digit ID that's been attached to that song. Okay. So I've been, met with situations where I had to, produce documents for litigation, where people have to be taken to court, in order to fulfill damages that occur upon them infringing upon the copyright. So it's all based upon that, the law and them respecting the rights of the copyright owners.
So what situation was the worst that you fixed up?
Wow, that is a good one. The worst one that I ended up fixing was, there was this one administration that I was doing for an artist he was a protege of the group Boys to Men. And we were waiting on his, we talking to the organization. We're like, where's the email? Like, we need to, go ahead and open this, do what we need to do. So they kept saying, we send it, we send it, we send it. I'm like, oh man, this is bad. So now the client looking at me like, what are you doing? Where's our money at, right? So I get on the phone with the organization, and this is about details right now, okay? So what ended up happening, I asked her the rep at the organization, I said, read off each letter to me in the email address. Do you know the email address was off by one letter? And it was sending it to someplace totally different. It was an oversight. It could be easily done by anybody. The guy's last name was Turner. She typed in Tuner instead of Turner. You can't see it immediately. You wouldn't see it immediately. So when we caught that was a disaster for him, but I fixed it.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Wow. So what is the worst in money situation that you had to fix up?
The worst money situation?
Mm-hmm.
So with music?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. All right. So, well, I wouldn't say it was worse. I would say it was more just challenging to have to collect royalties for, a songwriter who has passed on. So you're having to deal with different personalities of people, family members who don't like other family members, but they all have to have their name on the same document at the same time, or nobody's getting anything. So it'll be, situations like that. I don't have to. You know what? One thing about it, when you're doing something you love, you don't see too many problems. Everything is resolvable. Everything is resolvable.
Mm-hmm. The songwriter passed on, and you had to fix.
You say a songwriter what again?
The songwriter passed on, and you had to fix that up.
Yeah. I did, and it was just me going through. And this is the part. You just follow the paper trail, and that's all we had to do. And what that does, it distinguishes the true owner, where nobody can say anything. The law stands, the law sticks, and if the law says that this person is rightfully due these royalties, then they get the royalties. No argument about it. But you do have people that want to come back and, say that they are entitled to.
So
Ask you something.
now this is just one thing. And we'll get back to this, but this is very quick. So I said, what was your favorite meal? Now, this is going to be very quick. Okay, I'm going to get back to business, but there's a right way and a wrong way to answer this question. Do you like crawfish?
Yes, and I eat. Man, come on, man. You gotta eat from the head. Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, man. It's only one way to answer that, man.
Yeah.
That was your son?
Yeah.
Okay.
But, sorry, now, where do you get your crawfish is the real question.
Real question.
So, where do you get your crawfish?
At a fresh food market. That's the only place.
You don't
fresh
get
seafood. I don't go and I'm not Bubba Gump out there. I can't get out there to get. I know people that can get out there and get dirty with it. I just rather eat it. I have some friends that live in Louisiana. They love the mud, man. I never seen men that love mud so much. Like I love watching that movie, the show Swamp People. It's just mud drivers. I love it.
So, like Prince, he passed. So, does royalty mean money forever?
Yes, the life of the copyright. As long as you're the copyright owner. Okay. So let me tell you, the life of a copyright is 120 years.
Wow.
That's a long time, right? So
Mhm.
what does that tell you? There's no new
So,
music out here. Everybody's using everybody else's old music
yeah.
and just write new copyrights on it, right?
Mhm.
So at some
So,
point, huh?
so, can you tell us more about what you mean with copywriting? So, it lasts like 160 years. So,
120.
like 160 years. So, like after 160 years is done, it's not copyrighted.
It goes into public domain, just like someone who would um, acquire a default judgment on something. Where if you don't, follow the process and you know, renew it at the end, then it's left free for anybody to claim. And that is, been a problem in, a lot of people wanting their masters back. Time or when the expiration of a contract expires, then a person is entitled, to own their music that they create.
So, you mean that if someone loses the copyright to their own music and someone else copyrights it, that means the person who made the music doesn't own the music anymore?
No, they do. And what they do is they receive a perpetual royalty because the new registration is using the old registration. So the new registration must pay the old registration a fee, a royalty fee, perpetual fee for the use of their song. It would be the same difference if the song was being played on some other platform and someone sampled the music that they heard and they get it registered, but the place where they heard it is still going to pay a royalty to the artist, who owns that song. So when you have the person who creates the new registration, they'll be able to get money, but the person who originally made it will be able to, receive royalties as well because of the new registration.
Hmm. Very interesting. That's wow. Very complex.
It's not as
Very deep.
complicated. It's not. It's not.
So that's cool. So he still owns the money, but he doesn't have the contract, but he still owns the song, but he still gets money.
Correct.
Hmm.
Correct.
Interesting.
Correct.
So do you do music, film, and poems?
I've done music and film. Poems. I used to freestyle poetry. I used to freestyle poetry. Man, I had an event in St. Louis that I hosted once a month. It was called Lyrical Love, and it was cool, man. The owner of the place that I was hosting it at, he ended up letting me get it from him free of charge every month. He's like, man, this is so therapeutic. Kind of give you an idea of what it looked like in there. I'm gonna make this long, but I would order like 200 candles every month, right? And I would just have the whole room set with the candles, and I would have one spotlight on the stage with the mic. All right. And I might have an acoustic guitar up there or something. And you just get up there and just kind of, immerse yourself in the environment and just allow your words to flow. And that's about the extent of me getting with the poems. But film, like I said, with the equalizer, um, I've been able to minister the synchronization right. So when you watch the movie, there's a scene in there where Denzel Washington is comparing himself to one of the Pips from Glass Night and the Pips. It's at the beginning or something. But that scene, I'm responsible for that scene. It's only like 45 seconds, but Columbia Pictures sent me Denzel Washington script. Oh, it was amazing. I still have a script, man. I was like, wow. But with music, I've been I used to promote records, man. I used to have to carry like vinyl records, you know, in the club for the DJ. And see, you would never know what that's about. You guys, y'all would never know what that's about. You know, it was just so much competition trying to get into the music business. It seemed like all of us was trying to get in the music business at the same time. And we were just, they used us. I'm not gonna lie, they used us. DJs, they used us, you know. But we would carry crates of, you know, music and some of their speakers and stuff for them, help them set up.
Nice. Mm-hmm. So you did poetry.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do some?
I knew you was gonna ask me that. I knew you were. I just knew it. I said, watch, you gonna ask me. I haven't done poetry in a long time. You know, I haven't done it in a long time, and maybe that's why it's time, you know, because last time I checked, I ain't make a dime. That's all I'm saying. You know, I do it for free because it's free. Because it's me, they call me B. You know, that's that. You know, I would really, you know, talk about God, how He influenced my life. You know, how I'm waiting on to bring my wife. You know, He just brought me from the dead. You know, without a lick of strife. You know.
Nice.
I don't rap about butterflies and roses. Okay, you know, I don't rap about lakes and stuff like that. That's not me, man.
Roses all red, violets all blue. But can you tell us about your family?
Sure. I have a daughter that's 26 years old. And my dad he's gone on to glory. He was a former minister. He's a senior. I'm Bishop Perry Jr. My mom is still alive. Her name is Diane Perry. You know, kind of tell you about my family. I have 4 brothers and 2 sisters. They all still here. Have a great niece on her way. My niece is having a baby, so that makes her baby my great niece. So I get a chance to see. Yeah, that's gonna be special, man. That's gonna be very special. She just got a double master's she got 2 master's degrees at the same time. I'm proud of her, and she's about to have a baby. That's just awesome. That's very awesome. Yeah, but my family, they a trip, man. They a trip. They love the barbecue. You like barbecue?
Yes, I never did barbecue, but I'd love to. I really love to. Some pork, some burgers.
What you talking about, man? You got when you do your burgers, you got to get the onion soup mix, the Lipton's onion soup mix, and put that on your burger. Mix a little bit of that in your burger, man. Oh, change your life. Change your life.
I'll try it.
Change your life. Hey, do you cook?
Do I cook?
Yeah, you know how to cook?
I was almost accepted to MasterChef Junior. Something happened with family, but
wow. You look at she Touche. You know how you call my middle name? I called you a chef, Touche.
You know, only if I thought of a show where the main character's name was your middle name. That.
Hey, see, I'm stretching. That's pulling it thin right there, huh? Oh man.
Now, can you explain to the audience how you could help them in royalties, money-wise, contract-wise, copywriting-wise?
All of that. So, royalty-wise, we can definitely collect all of the areas where you could have royalty opportunities at where you're not aware of. You know, it's kind of like finding the money in the couch. You know, but we find it on the internet for you, okay? And you know, we do a contract review for a small fee, of course. And you know, when it comes to royalties, This is the one thing you gotta know: the internet is not going to ever have a reverse level. Okay, it's never gonna go back from where it just came. The internet's going to compound and progressively grow every single day. So as long as that existence is available, that means that there's going to be other opportunities or streams of revenue that you'll be able to make money from when it comes to your music. So what we try to do and try to help artists with is just keep a calibration to what is happening now and what is to happen tomorrow when it comes to the collection of their royalties. Man, my eyes just crossed, I think.
No. Well, I mean, I can, but I haven't done it in a while. Did I do it? I don't know if I did it. I haven't done it in a while. I'm rusty. No. Freaking.
I think that one almost got stuck. I ain't doing that no more. That was too close. That was too close.
Getting rusty at it. When the eyes move, they can't go back.
I'm sitting there looking at you, but I was looking at the wall too just now. I was like, what is going on, man? I'm not doing that no more, Jalen. Don't ask me to cross my eyes no more, man. That was set up, man. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to make you laugh. I'm sorry. You know what? You're not the only one laughing, and laughing is good, man. Hey, man, I'm telling you, Jay, you don't want to walk around in circles all day. That's all you're going to be able to do when you do that.
No. Oh, no.
Don't look in the mirror. You're just going to be in circles. You're going to be spinning real fast.
No. When the eyes get too rusty at doing the cross eyes, it just it's stuck.
Yeah. It's stuck. Hey, do you know I rinse my eyes out with alkaline water at night before I go to sleep?
Why do you do that?
I mean, if it's safe for the Hawaiians, why shouldn't I put Fiji water in my eyes instead of Visine? Hey, it just seems safer.
Yeah. You know, eventually your eyes will adjust. Then you'll be able to see underwater. See, that's what you're doing. You're training to become a merman.
That's it.
You're gonna live the dream of becoming a fish.
Hey man, I tell you like this. I never run out of spaces to use the bathroom. How about that?
Wait, can you say that again?
I said I'd never be short on spaces where I can use the bathroom, man. I promise you that.
Definitely not. But be careful on where you get your drinking water from.
Hey, man. I won't have to worry about no clothes. You know, I'm eating my friends. Soon as Mike pass away, he gonna be my next meal. You know, we underwater. We just eating our people up there. I'll turn into a piranha in my old age as a fish, half man, half fish.
Yeah, but it's been great. We may have to reschedule. Huh?
This is the best interview I had all week, Jalen.
Oh, thank you. Well, this has been great. We may have to reschedule so we could have our full time. But thank you for coming on. Can you tell the audience where you could find you again?
Sure. Please reach out to me on Facebook, Royalty Watchdog. You can go to royaltywatchdog.pro. If someone needs to reach me by phone, they can call me. They can reach me in the office at 404 863-2687. You can find us on Twitter at Royalty Watchdog. And you know, let's see if we can find some money for you, or make sure you head in the right direction when it comes to the money. How about that? The guy say, I want to get to the side where the money resides. I think I saw somebody say that, man. So that's where you want to be when it comes to these royalties, man.
So can you say your phone number one more time and cut out?
I'm sorry, Jalen. It's 404-863-2687.
Yes, you heard it here. Now, before you, can you stay on a little bit after?
Yes, sir.
Because I don't want you to become a fish without me.
Hey, man, we're going to have a school. All right? A whole school.
Okay. Well, thank you. Okay. So, thank you guys for coming on. Really, thank you. Make sure if you're a content creator from music, film, just reach out to him, because he will really, really, really help you a lot in any situations. Also, if you're a content creator for stuff like podcast and interviewing for anything, just go on to Jalen Says TV, film, anything. It's on Roku, Amazon, Fire Stick, iOS, Samsung, Apple, every single thing. And it's gonna be cool. It's way cheaper than any other thing you'd find. And it's on everything. So yeah, if you guys are content creators of any sorts, DM us at Jalen Says. DM us at Jalen LU Facebook. And thank you guys for coming on. And